Word on the Sunset Strip is that Gordon Ramsay isn't plating foie gras, he's plating litigation. Insiders swear the king of kitchen carnage is poised to sue Meghan Markle after spotting what looks like his Hell's Kitchen blow-ups cloned in her Netflix series With Love, Meghan. No filings yet, everything is alleged, but the fallout is instant. Netflix yanks Season 2 into lockdown, TikTok detectives flood feeds with scene-for-scene receipts, and studio lawyers hit red alert. If Ramsay really swings the cleaver, courtroom discovery could expose Markle's production emails and perhaps slice the last lifeline of her Hollywood comeback. Grab an apron. This could be the messiest food fight Tinseltown's ever served. Sources at Studio City claim the fuse was lit during an internal Netflix quality control screening of With Love, Meghan Season 2. Halfway through Episode 4, viewers watched a heated kitchen challenge erupt into a tirade so eerily close to Ramsay's 2011 Hell's Kitchen finale. Same timing of the pan slammed, same explicit cadence bleeped in the same beats that one producer reportedly muttered, "Did we ingest the wrong master tape?" The clip trickled to Ramsay's production office, and within 48 hours, rumor says his legal team dispatched a request for immediate clarification, a polite Hollywood euphemism for prepare to be sued. No filings are on the docket. Ramsay's reps say no comment, and Meghan's spokesperson calls the talk totally fabricated. But the industry grapevine is unanimous. Ramsay never bluffs. If his attorneys can show substantial similarity, they'll demand damages for brand dilution and injunctions that could freeze the entire series. In other words, Meghan's reality television comeback may hinge on proving she didn't channel Ramsay's trademark, "It's raw, fury line for line." The moment Ramsay's name hit the rumor mill, Netflix HQ morphed into crisis theater. Co-CEO Ted Sarandos, who personally courted the Sussexes after Megxit, allegedly argued that controversy drives clicks. Keep the show, slap on a disclaimer, and ride the buzz. Co-CEO Greg Peters saw a lawsuit, Iceberg, and demanded an immediate shutdown of post-production. Editors were told to cross-reference every frame against Hell's Kitchen episodes, Survivor challenges, and a laundry list of other reality formats. What began as a 2-week polish ballooned into a forensic audit burning through an extra $10 million. Crew morale nosedived. One assistant editor leaked on X that they felt like crime scene investigators dusting for Ramsay DNA. Meanwhile, corporate lawyers drafted contingency budgets for potential settlements, and Netflix's PR team braced for the inevitable. If Ramsay files, shareholders will want heads. And Meghan's name sits top of the call sheet. Inside chatter suggests Season 2 is now indefinitely paused, and a planned Season 3 pitch meeting has been struck from the calendar. For a streamer already battling subscriber fatigue, the specter of courtroom discovery, emails, rough cuts, production notes could turn a juicy rumor into an existential nightmare. And all of it hinges on whether Gordon Ramsay decides to crank the burner from simmer to full, blistering flame. While Netflix lawyers rifled through footage, Meghan tried to seize the narrative with a hastily recorded message on her personal site. Framed by soft focus orchids and a single orchard candle, she insisted every spicy confessional and kitchen blow-up was an homage to shows that inspired me. Viewers were meant to see a visionary weaving pop culture DNA into something fresh. Instead, they saw a duchess reading off a ring light cue card. Comment sections torched the semantics. Homage isn't quoting Ramsay's insults verbatim. TikTok creators stitched her calm apology to side-by-side clips of the alleged ripoffs. One edit hit 4 million views in 12 hours, looping her serene smile over Ramsay's "It's raw" shriek. Late-night monologues pounced. So original? One host quipped, "It's basically a karaoke bar for reality television." The backlash peeled away a layer of even her most loyal defenders. Fans who once praised her resilience now questioned a pattern. Archetypes promises that fizzled, a children's book derailed by plagiarism, whispers, and now a show under creative indictment. Industry insiders leaked that Meghan had ignored early warnings from junior producers about accidental overlaps, waving them off as shared zeitgeist. That memo, if it exists, could become Exhibit A should Ramsay file. For every minute the video stayed online, the meme economy printed fresh material, and Meghan's homemade PR lifeboat started to look like an anvil. The meme economy metastasized. Hell's Duchess, borrowed with Meghan kitchen nightmares, Montecito edition. Late-night hosts cued punchlines about the royal plagiarism tour, while Ramsay stans posted culinary reaction videos titled, "How to Spot a Recipe Thief." Even sympathetic commentators began asking the killer question, if this really is a smear campaign, why do the clips match word for word? The doubters weren't just trolls. Some were former Archetypes listeners who felt burned by a pattern of grand launches that fizzled. Trust, a currency Meghan once wielded effortlessly, was evaporating tweet by tweet. Backed into a corner, Meghan unveiled Archewell Studios 2.0, billing it as an independent hub for authentic, underrepresented voices. Translation: self-funded projects no major streamer will touch until the Ramsay cloud clears. First off, The Slate, a docuseries tentatively titled Unscripted, yes, one word, promising a raw exploration of public scrutiny, starring Meghan herself. Industry press groaned. Variety called it a vanity loop so tight it could choke. Investors were warier. Sources say 2 private equity partners demanded indemnity clauses shielding them from any fallout should Ramsay file suit. Meghan's lawyers, mindful of ballooning legal costs, pushed back. Deal talks stalled. Meanwhile, her podcast Confessions of a Female Founder launched on a mid-tier platform with minimal fanfare. The debut episode scraped 18,000 streams. Respectable for an indie, disastrous for a duchess. A promotional tweet pulled under 200 retweets, and within hours, a parody account gained more followers by posting fake transcripts that mashed up Gordon's idiot sandwich rant with Markle's empowerment mantras. Inside her camp, morale dipped as junior staffers reportedly quit after repeated warnings about similarity issues were brushed aside. The gamble is clear. If Meghan can pivot to smaller, risk-tolerant outlets and prove she still draws eyeballs, Hollywood may forgive and forget once Ramsay's decision lands. But if the chef files discovery could expose production emails, rough cuts, even that ignored intern memo, at that point no rebrand, however authentic, will stop the soufflé from collapsing. Behind Netflix's frosted glass conference doors, executives have given the crisis a name: Day, Discovery Day. If Gordon Ramsay's lawyers file, court discovery could demand raw footage, script drafts, Slack threads, and every production text that ever mentioned channeling Gordon. One insider claims the streamer's risk team has already mapped 3 scenarios: settle fast and cheap, fight and risk subpoenas, or shelve the series forever and eat the loss. None look pretty. The reshoot bill has topped $12 million, insurance deductibles just spiked, and shareholder advisors whisper that another Sussex fiasco could hammer Netflix stock harder than last year's password crackdown. Ted Sarandos still argues that controversy drives clicks, people binge disasters, but even he knows the finance desk rules the final cut. If Discovery Day arrives, Netflix will likely demand Meghan cover a chunk of legal costs per her contract's indemnity clause. Her advisors insist she's shielded. The streamer's attorneys reportedly disagree. One source likened it to a culinary standoff at dawn: who blinks, who pays. While the lawyers posture, Netflix engineers have quietly hidden the unreleased Season 2 thumbnails from the CMS. If the lawsuit hits, they can purge the show at the push of a button. And in the background, the Ramsay camp stays silent. Each day, without a denial, tightens Hollywood's nerves. The chef's team is said to be compiling a side-by-side reel of the alleged lifts, an exhibit for court or, more ominously, for a scorched earth public takedown if negotiations fail. For Netflix, every tick of the clock is another $1 million in sunk cost, and another inch of rope for Meghan's already fraying reputation. All roads now converge on one question: does Meghan fight, settle, or vanish? Fight means risking open court, sworn depositions, and headlines reading Royal Reality Theft Trial of the Decade. Settle quietly offers damage control, but at the price of an implied admission and a check big enough to make Ramsay smile for Instagram. Vanish. Pivot fully to self-funded YouTube docs and motivational live streams. Keeps her brand alive, but cements her exile from mainstream Hollywood and, maybe, permanently, from the goodwill of casual fans. Complicating everything is the looming shadow of Buckingham Palace. Senior courtiers, according to royal reporters, view a Ramsay lawsuit as Meghan's problem, not theirs. But privately, they dread a public courtroom slideshow of copied Hell's Kitchen meltdowns, featuring a duchess who still uses the Sussex title. If litigation drags the crown's name through culinary mud, expect scathing front-page editorials demanding the monarchy sever lingering ties. That pressure could, ironically, push Ramsay harder. A chef, famous for clean kitchens, might see an irresistible chance to scrub the royal brand of his phrases once and for all. Which path Meghan chooses will set the next chapter. Settle fast, and she might rebuild on indie turf, podcasts, speaking gigs, a small loyal audience, drag it out and risk discovery, and she could become the cautionary tale taught in entertainment law seminars. Never base your show on someone else's secret sauce. Either way, Hollywood watches, lawyers sharpen pencils, and Gordon Ramsay keeps the burner on low, waiting for the perfect moment to flip the pan or flip the table. Stay tuned. The kitchen timer is still ticking. And that's a wrap! If today's scoop had you raising an eyebrow or two, tap that like button to let us know. Got a hot take or inside tea? Drop it in the comments so the whole crew can weigh in. Not part of the fam yet? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because the next twist is always one upload away.